I can see the sands on the horizon every time you are not around. I'm slowly drifting away, wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting, and it feels like I'm drowning, pulling against the stream.
Oh, we need our rum.
Well, it's recording, so that's going to be smack bang at the start.
You good? Rightio guys, welcome to another episode of Never Been Bogged. Today's episode we're doing a rig rundown, so let's get into it. This is Daniel. Run us through what you got.
G'day guys, I'm Dan. So this is a 2010 model Toyota 79 Series Land Cruiser. Obviously it's the VDJ engine, the 4.5 litre. I've had it for approximately about 5 years, and well, we're about to head off and do a lap of Australia in it. So
Nice. Rightio, run us through the front.
So on the front I have a ARB Deluxe bull bar with no side skirts. I run a Axis phone booster antenna that runs into the ute to a cell-fi booster. Run a 6.6 dB GME aerial. I run these are the rally, I think they're the Hello Rallies, and a 13 XB Runver winch.
Pretty fresh, that one.
It's all virtually brand new, ready for the trip around Australia. I did have other ones on there, but decided to change just for the fact of reliability, having new stuff compared to old. So other than that, there's just your old fog light insert caps and nothing else on the front besides the original stuff.
Rightio, what sort of snorkel is it?
It's still the original snorkel, just has a ram head put on that I found on eBay. That doesn't fit anything. I just measured it up and got it one that was just universal. Obviously not completely sealed, and that'd be something that does need replacing further down the track, but at the moment I'm not travelling through any water that is
Over your bonnet.
this deep, so it'll be just fine at this stage.
Beautiful. Rims and tyres, what do we got?
So I'm sitting on some 285 75/16, so some 33-inch hand-cooked Dynapros. They are on a set of just your normal ROH Steelies, 16x8, and they're just a negative zero, so they're just zero offset. There's no positive, no negative. I just like to keep it all central for the wheel bearings. It makes them last a bit longer, and it also sits nice and flush with my guards. So the guards themselves, they're an aftermarket one because the ute itself is a workmate, so obviously it doesn't come with any guards, so you can tell by the two different shades of white. Coming underneath there is a set of 4 to 5 inch Superior coils. I've got a mix of Superior and Partsman Dan comp rods. That's what the whole kit is. Just have the basic mono shocks, nothing fancy, not remote resi or anything like that.
You got different arms in there?
Yeah, so they've got comp rods, the 4-inch arms. That brings my diff back centre and rotates the diff around to keep all the angles correct and stuff. I've got the extended sway bar links, tail shaft spacers, extended brake lines, diff breathers, everything to suit the lift. You could still go taller.
Classic.
It could still go taller, but at this stage, being
all you need.
a touring model, it doesn't really need to go any taller. It gets quite top heavy, so.
Yep. Rightio. Basket.
Yeah, further down, I've got a basket that I found on Marketplace. The exact brand is I don't know, but it's similar. Something automotive. I mount my Max Tracks up there. I have a set of Supernova work lights on each side. Other than that, nothing else is going up there. We'll probably use that to get, maybe wood or something if we're maturing. Just if we can't get wood anywhere else, if you can't cut anything, you just store it and bring it with you. Got Oakham weather shields, so that just keeps stuff from blowing inside when you're cruising down the highway and you want to actually have the windows down. Factory side steps, which do not protect much at all.
Slight dent under there.
Yeah, as you can see, straight up through the side step and into the ute. Lucky enough it's not in the door sill. never going to bother getting it fixed, but it's a good story anyway.
What are your lights like? Are they any good or?
Yeah, so I went with the combos, which are quite a widespread light, so it's mostly just for setting up around camp. They don't really, they don't really need to go any further than just around the ute, just so we're walking around, we don't trip over ourselves virtually. So.
Right, the Bundy edition sticker.
Yes, a young 19-year-old me thought it was really cool having Bundy everything. I still do. So.
Bundy?
It is the Land Cruiser Bundy edition. I did caramel wheel off the old stickers that were there. They were kind of faded and chipping away, so I thought I'd make it look a little bit nicer.
Big power mods.
Yeah, added about 2 kilowatt.
Nice.
But other than that, so basically for the front, still the factory mirrors, and everything else is still original. So.
Right, we'll have a look at the back. Run us through the back.
So it's an original, genuine Toyota tray. The canopy is a custom canopy that I designed myself with a local bloke. It's brand new as of about a week ago, so everything's currently non-tested and fresh.
That's right, looks good.
The mudguards and everything are aftermarket. They've been, I put them on there and took the original ones off just to get a little bit more coverage from spraying mud and shit everywhere.
Do you know what brand they are?
These are Arrow Torque Whip, mudguards and the toolbox
Same
as well.
Toolbox. What are you running here?
So in there I've got a drag chain, extra long tent pegs, a tow ball for when I'm swapping between the trailers, fire extinguisher, never leave anywhere without one of them in the camper and in the ute. Some jumper leads, just sort of a
bit extra storage.
Yeah, everything that I don't want to put behind my seat I tend to throw in the boxes. So
right,
up above, this is a 23-0 Raven. I think it's the Raven 2000, so it's 2.5 metres by 3 metres. Just got that one because I have a bit of the 23-0 swags and stuff, and I know they're good quality canvas. And for the price, you couldn't argue. I definitely would recommend them.
Solar panel?
Solar panel is 170 watt on the roof of the canopy, which is all plugged into the inside, and on the further cross on the roof I have a high lift jack holder and a shovel holder. And they run a 48-inch high lift jack and just your normal basic wooden handle shovel, just good for going around the campfire.
Right, and we'll have a look inside.
So inside I've got quite a bit of stuff packed for our trip.
Shit tickets.
Bog roll, can't go anywhere without it. Obviously the first thing you'll see is there's a large shelf that goes over the fridge that me and the fella designed. Got an MSA horizontal fridge slide that's holding on to a 95 litre Dometic fridge, which is plenty big enough for beers and food.
Got a big step.
Yes, that's a step for the missus so she can see what she's getting in the fridge.
Not for you at all, is it, Daniel?
Look, if the step's there, I will use it. Then coming over to the battery side of things, I run a Enerdrive DC-DC. I think it's a 40 plus amp charger, including an Enerdrive fuse box. Obviously some flush mounted switches, Anderson plugs and USB cables and stuff like that. And because it's so high now the way, I do run a projector battery monitor just to the outside to see virtually what the battery's doing. I can see all my solar input, the amperage, how long I have left on battery life, and virtually a little bit more in depth of what you can see on the Enerdrive. And it's easier to see that than it is to try and
get up and
grab the stall that's in there and see what it is.
Okay, what battery are you running?
I got a 120 amp hour Sentry AGM battery, just a deep cycle. Just because I run one of them underneath the bonnet. They work great, so I stuck with them. So.
Rightio. What do you got at the back here?
In the back I've got all sorts. So this is a solar blanket, 300 watt solar blanket we use to charge up the camper because the camper doesn't have solar on it itself. Obviously the must needs like fishing tackle, boxes full of food. We've got deck chairs, extra canvas for the camper, eskies, just sort of anything and everything. up above you we got Terralume LED lights, so I can run amber, white lights both at the same time, and they are the new ones, so if you hold the button down it does brighten and dim as well. So,
Snazzy.
and yeah, so they're connected to hardwired to the fuse box and the rest of all my lights, like the ones I have on the roof. And throughout the canopy I have lights on the inside. I can use the fuses to turn them on, and on the very back of the camper I have lights that shine out to
Set up and pack up.
work out what I'm doing for camp.
Beautiful. Probably should say they are actually heading off today, so they have got quite a bit of stuff packed in here. So
not finished, but
not
definitely
finished, but
getting there.
we're getting there. So, alright, we'll have a look around the back. Alright, what do we got happening on the back here?
So on the back I have dual wheel carriers just for remote touring. I like to always carry two on me because if I do split a sidewall or something, I don't want to have to call up RAA to come save me. Try and be self-sufficient.
Middle of Cape York or something.
Yeah. I've got more Supernova work lights, which are the combos again, just for widespread out the back. Underneath got twin 3-inch exhaust system by Rhino Exhaust because I love the sound of the V8.
Who doesn't? You can't mistake the sound, can you?
Yeah, nothing beats the sound of a good thong slap in my head. Further underneath I have heavy duty leaf springs. Match them with some triple Boss airbags to...
So you can see the air input there.
Yeah,
So
I can bring the canopy up a little bit higher when we load it up and say, try and keep that, you know, decent driving without weight, and then have the ability to pump them up and carry a bit more load when I do want to load it up, rather than just having a constantly rough ride.
yeah. Different tyres to what you're running?
Yes, so I do have one tyre which is still the hand-cooked Dyna Pros, and then I'm deciding on swapping my tyres from hand-cooked Dyna Pros to the Yokohama Geolander G003, which they are a GVM rated tyre.
Yeah.
They can legally hold the weight.
Yeah.
And to me, just being on the safer side of things, to try and keep everything legal, it is nicer. So
yeah.
still the same size, just the fact of having that extra reliability, I reckon, and from what I've heard, great tyres. So.
Yeah. Groovy. What about your bags?
Yes, tough terrain bags. So we just keep these for one for rubbish, one for recycling, just because we like to tidy up wherever we go. Saves having to carry around rubbish bags, put stinky stuff in the canopy.
Yeah.
You put it all in there, keep the air bag in there, pull the bag out, throw it in the bin when you get somewhere or in the skip.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's quite easy, doesn't take much. As long as you squish your cans and don't take any glass bottles. That's a good tip for you guys. So.
Smart. I like it.
Then I have my input for the camper and just my trailer wiring, just to charge the batteries in the camper and stuff. And tucked underneath there further is two reverse lights, just shining on a decent diagonals. Keep everything lit up all the way out. So, and further under
these
there,
don't cut the mustard?
no, you hardly see them. And further under, you can only just see it tipping out there, is a crab rake, because I'm going to go catch a mad amount of mud crabs someday. So,
Lovely.
yeah, that's about it for the back.
Yeah, we'll have a look on the other side.
Yep.
Alright, well, we'll start with that because that's a bit different. What do you got going on here?
So in here I have built in a dog box, which I currently use for storage of chainsaws, toolbox, just oils and stuff like that, a few tools. It is fully sealed, so when I do have no need for having a dog in there, I can keep this lid on, and as soon as I do have the dog, I can unlock this, pull the panel off and run a dog box. And then as soon as the dog's out and I want to be fully sealed again and not have any dirt, rain or anything go in there, just as simple as pushing that back in, locking it up,
operation. Run in the other, you're good to go.
That's as good as it gets.
Isn't it?
Once that's locked up, it's fully sealed and separate from the rest of the canopy anyway.
Yeah.
So nothing gets in there.
Beautiful. What about your box down here? Just random storage?
So again, yeah, this one holds a few all sorts, all my tie downs. I do have another 5 litres of engine oil in there, so if I ever do happen to need a top up or anything, or even a mate need a top up, you always just simply carry it in there. It's out of the way.
Trade them for some rum cans.
Yes, or maybe a 6-pack. Other than that, just tie downs and just small things to not throw behind the seats.
Yep. Right, Have a look in here.
Yeah, so on this side it's the same, just a shorter Terralume LED light for the roof. Just trying to get as much light in there as we can. The deck chairs, the tables, everything rugged up in canvas because I hate getting dirt all through the ute. If it's rugged up in canvas and it gets dirty, I'll throw it on the camper and there's no dirt inside the canopy.
Keep everything clean. I like it.
And other than that, so far nothing else on this side. And
your clothes and shit in here. And
this will house everything virtually that we need home-wise, all the food and stuff and all that will go in here, clothes, and then the camper will carry most of the equipment that we have. So.
Yeah. Right, we'll have a look inside, then we'll have a look at the canopy. The camper. Got me. Rightio, run us through what you got happening in here.
So in the cabin itself is pretty stock. I run a dash mat underneath. On top I have a crash pad full Land Cruiser dash mat. It has removable canvas bags. It's all zipped up, so virtually we run this just to keep stuff from sliding all over the dash.
And it velcros down?
Yeah, all velcros down, and it just keeps peering eyes away from seeing what you actually have in your car, so you can put your wallet, your phone, keys and stuff in there. It's hidden away. It's even got slots for your phone and stuff, so further across got a HEMA HX2 mounted up to the front just to do the remote touring side of things and even just find fuel stations and that anywhere we want to go. So
yeah, no Apple CarPlay in here, is
no, still running the original head unit. Plays the ABC radio beautifully, so can't complain. Behind the steering wheel have an EDS scanner, so I can just get a bit more information from the ute as to what all my temperatures and stuff are at. Running a bunch of Nava switches for my signal booster. Even have a reverse horn because it's a big rig. And lights and stuff for the roof and everything are run from your centre as well as spotties. Obviously being a workmate has the bench seat in it, so I can fit 3 people.
Snug fit, but
quite rough. That's a mod for later on to replace them. All of the Cell-5 booster is in behind your seat, hidden away. Everything wide underneath the vinyl floor so you can't see it. Yeah, that definitely helps. Always keep a few of them in there. And other than that, it's just your normal vinyl floor, some RMW mud floor mats to capture some stuff. GME is what I run for my UHF. The exact model I'm not too sure of.
I know this one.
It's your older model from an XRS virtually. Still has all your buttons on there so you can adjust it all on the fly, which does help a little bit. And of course, as you guys see here, 1 stone armrest because you always need a place to put your drinks. So I do have 3 cup holders.
No, did see another one down here?
Yes, 3 cup holders.
So is that factory or not?
Yeah, that's the factory one.
Shit, didn't think they had any.
Yeah. And of course I've got a Red Arc electric
brake controller.
Yeah, brake controller just for when I'm towing larger trailers and stuff like that.
Yep.
Other than that, the rest is nice, simple and stock the way it should be.
Right, we'll have a look under the bonnet.
So underneath the bonnet, a lot of it is pretty stock. I run a dual battery system underneath the bonnet as well as having a battery in the back of the canopy, just so when the canopy's off I can still plug the fridge into an Anderson on the back and run a fridge just on my tray. They're both Century batteries. I think one's a
marine one.
Yeah, the front one's a marine one just because they've got good cranking amps, so they're
heavier plates as well.
780 CCA because obviously on a cold morning they're big motors to turn over. And just another N70 size AGM Century battery at the back. Other than that, mostly stock. The engine has had no work on it. It's booked in in 3 days to have a dyno tune at Diesel and Dyno in Adelaide. Hopefully to try and get a bit more horsepower out of it. Telling the camper it is pretty sluggish. They don't produce a huge amount of power from stock.
Yeah.
But obviously plenty of torque. So it is matched up to a NPC clutch underneath already, so it will be able to handle any power that I throw at it. So
Beautiful. Alright, well, let's have a look at the camper. Yeah, well, run us through what it is to start with and we'll have a look.
So the camper is a Kimberly camper, Australian made, really good off-road campers. We've had this for about, I'd say about 8 months so far. Hasn't gone on many trips with us. It's kind of going to be quite a large maiden voyage, will be the trip around Australia. So
Beautiful.
In here, so this is kitchen side of the camper. We have on a fridge slide a 75 litre Dometic, so we have a 75 in the camper, 95 in the Canopy to help. Running all my switches on the top, which is just standard for these. Runs a 90 litre water tank in the back, which I can check the your levels here.
Yeah.
Can run kitchen lights, my box lights throughout the canopy. Does have a water pump, so I can pump my water out of the tank into the kitchen and even pump it, or siphon it virtually from the front.
Yeah.
If I have no battery power. The whole kitchen slides out. It's got multiple burners, large box for the pantry at the back, and yeah, even everything from a little bit more storage for all your herbs and spices at the front.
Snazzy.
Other than that, just got some small storage boxes, and then twin 4.5 kilo gas bottles on each side.
Yeah.
At the front, just because if we're not cooking on the fire, or we've got plenty of gas to use, then.
Beautiful.
It's all pressurised by a fan system, so you can turn a fan on. It pressurises the cabin of the canopy and filters as well, and keeps all the dust out. So not only is it sealed, but it seals very well. Further back, this is a slide-out kitchen. Has 2 large boxes for storage, all your utensils, a whole sink and everything in there, and that's all plumbed up to the tank as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Further back, obviously have the kayak. Don't go anywhere without that, because the missus is a very big fishing fan, and if the boat doesn't get in there, the kayak will. So yeah, she'll definitely be using that quite a bit. In front of the kayak is just a large box just for storage of virtually the compressor, different spares and things like that, extra wiring if I ever need it. Just
random bits and pieces. And
yeah, the stuff you don't want to be opening the box up very often, so I just throw it out there on the top where it's not going to be in the way virtually.
Yeah.
Further back, it's running some 265, 65, 17s, which are just the Bridgestone Desert Jewels. They're just an all-terrain. The rim is just 0 offset, steely, same as the fronts virtually.
Yeah.
They have fully independent suspension, runs Fox shocks with temp ranges on them. Other than that, there are heavy duty coils that are in there just for any extra weight of wood, or if we put a tinny on top and stuff like that, we can still handle and not sag down the camping trailer too much. But all in all, these are built to handle quite a bit of weight. So
yeah. Nifty. Right, we'll have a look on the other side.
Right,
we won't open it up today because we have just had a bit of a shower of rain and it does sort of look like we might get another one, but I'm sure Daniel can show us some videos or something later.
You don't know how you met me, you don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. All you know is when I'm with you, I make you free and swim through your veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night, and if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm not worried about the ring you wear, 'cause as long as no one knows, then nobody can care.
we can get in here. This is what, under the bed, is it?
Yep, so this is just a rear tailgate virtually for the camper. Originally, all Kimberleys come with a drawer system that goes underneath the bed and you can pull it out.
Yeah, right.
The drawer system was removed on this one just so we can actually fit more stuff in there.
Yeah.
Running an Energive 1000 watt inverter in there.
Yep.
I don't tell many people, but it's for running the electric blanket on the bed.
Bit soft, eh?
At the ripe old age of 24, I do like keeping warm. So on the other side, I have a iTech World battery monitor, just so I can keep a bit more in-depth look compared to what's in the cabin. And then obviously we just stuff quite a lot of stuff underneath there, anything from wetsuits to fishing rods and just stuff that's going to be under the bed, not going to be in and out for use very often. That also includes cigarette lighters, USB cords and anything like that is all powered in there. Up the front of the bed there is 205 amp hour Century AGM batteries, which run the whole camper. The camper itself doesn't have any solar, it's all alternator fed, and when it gets low we can top it up using the solar blanket, being 300 watt. Which is virtually all of it. The camper itself folds out rearwards, so it folds front to rear. It is hard floor with lino on the top. The bed's obviously a queen size double, which is quite roomy in there. They do fit it in there nicely. It has everything, all your lights that are already hardwired into the canopy. Has reading lights above your head, and virtually it's all canvassed in and fully water sealed from
all the
factory.
luxuries.
Yep. Other than that, underneath you can see
That's your water tank.
behind here is a 90 litre water tank, which is plumbed into the whole trailer, so we can run plenty of water without actually worrying about running out. You've got recovery points as well.
You won't need those with the cruiser on the front, will you?
Yeah, well, I did bring Max tracks just in case. I don't have a good track record. Other than that, that's all for the rear. So in the front here, we keep things like all our gas lines, oven pots and things, privacy tent for the missus if we ever need to go somewhere where privacy is a bit of an issue. Water hoses, the diesel tank. So this diesel tank is for the diesel hot water system, so we can run hot water into a shower, including the taps and stuff in the kitchen.
That's a bit fancy. That's a bit fancy.
It's quite nice. Here we just have a baby Weber that's run on a little slide that we built, so we can, if we feel like having a roast or something, a little Weber is quite a bit nicer than having to make a fire in the middle of a caravan park. So
well, that's true. Some of them don't like it.
Other than that, we have things like our jaffle maker, barbecue plate, and just virtually things like fire extinguisher and some tent pegs, stuff like that, just to more of a storage side. You won't see us around on this side very often. The exhaust for the diesel hot water comes out there. Have an extension that's on the top so we can get the fumes away from everyone, and further behind you is just the cap for the water tank. So other than that, that's virtually all this side has.
Oh yeah, we'll have a look. There's another box at the front there.
At the front we have stuff falling everywhere at the moment. So in here, this is our hot water service virtually. We have extra things in, like all our fire lighting, tent pegs, rod holders, extension cords for power. Our little secret over here, never had to use it, came with the camper. We do have a portaloo. It's a chemical one, so you can mix in your chemicals and dump it anywhere. Don't plan on using it, but if it's in there, why not? So if we ever are somewhere where privacy is needed, it can still go to the toilet, and the missus won't have to walk kilometres to go find a bush or something like that. So other than that, that's nothing else in there, but we have the dual carriers for gas bottles on the front. Water can be siphoned out of here. There is a custom built drawbar extension, because the drawbars on these are quite short, and to keep everything away from the ute when turning.
Full driving and stuff as well, I guess.
Yeah, it went for a 600mm extension built by a local engineer.
Yeah.
So far so good. Haven't had any stress fractures or anything like that, but yet to do any seriously full driving with it to test it all out. So
Right, yeah. That's about it, is it?
yeah, about everything.
Well, thanks for showing us around, and
Yeah, perfect.
I like it.
And I definitely can't say that I'm not part of Never Been Bogged, because I have been.
Oh, do you have a Instagram or anything we can follow you on while you do your trip around Australia?
Yes, so we're going to be going under the name of D&V Travels, so Dan and Vic Travelling. So yeah, we're about to be making that Instagram page, and just to keep up to date with all family, friends, and anyone who wants to see us do a lap of Australia on a budget virtually. So yeah.
There you go. Right, yeah. So give them a follow and give us a follow, and thanks for watching, and we'll
Cheers,
see you on the
thank
next
you.
one.